everyone's talking about experience next, and this is a really interesting one because the perception of experience means so many different things to different people. And as we talk about technology and what's next for live events, there's a real feel of how does this evolve? How is technology going to play its part? How are we going to get people in the room? We've been, I guess the media runs on shock tactics at the moment, but is that a genuine experience once the adrenaline's gone? What does experience mean now? And I think, Charlie?
Well, I'm going to start from a slightly different angle to start with. The reason being marketing and communications is something ultimately that a business or an individual does. Whereas a brand, etc., is something that your audience will actually experience. So in terms of that phraseology, it doesn't quite sit well with me. The reason being an experience is created by the level of engagement that you actually give somebody. That level of engagement changes depending on your audience, who you're talking to, what you're trying to achieve, a multitude of different things. The experience is actually the ultimate when it's actually happening, but there is so much more that actually surrounds it in order to make it actually happen. That experience is the moment, but it's the engagement which actually counts. So when you actually include technology within inside that, technology should be something which actually supports the experience and shouldn't be exclusive and shouldn't really drive or lead where you're coming from or what you're doing.
Massively interesting, because I think we look, sometimes we over-engineer a lot of the events that we're doing. We come up with events and we're really trying to make sure that we tick every box, that every consumer that comes to our event feels that we're delivering an experience that might be on par with some of the things that we're competing with, right? In terms of, you know, look at some brands out there in terms of secret cinema, it's just an explosion of sensory overload. And even if you look, I guess, look at where house music and where people are looking, events like Elro, it's just the level of production now has just got to a level where it's just huge. Yeah. So I think for us, sometimes we can over-engineer it, but some of the most basic things come for us, particularly as a house of brands. It could be something as simple as an illuminated cup, or a cup that's delivered with a unique Enviro straw, something like that. Actually, you forget all these crazy things that you're putting time and effort into that make the event. It can be the simplest messages actually sometimes that have the biggest impact. So I think for us, it's always circling back and looking at it and going, we're for us ultimately we're a drinks brand, so it should really come down to that moment that someone lifts a drink, puts it to their lips, and has that experience. Everything else should complement really.
We've found recently that our public sort of nights on Fridays and Saturdays here in Tropicana Beach Club, our customers are looking for something more than just somewhere to come for a drink with a fancy cocktail that every venue in London does now. So the learnings we had from opening Tropicana Beach Club 2 years ago was to provide an experience from the second you walk in the door, we have scented like air conditioning when you first walk in to smell the coconut vibes of when you walk into Tropicana on a beach, and then you go upstairs, you're meted and greeted by lifeguards, and you've got cocktails and things happening all around you that constantly happens throughout the night, so you feel inclusive. And that's something that we've just recently tried to do at Café de Paris. I'm sure everyone in the room has probably been here at some point or some evening in their life that they're all put some heads hanging down in shame. So we're trying to sort of take our learnings from Tropicana Beach Club and really put that in place here. So we've just launched a brand called Disco 54, which takes place here on a Friday and Saturday night. That's sort of taken over the sort of cabaret and nightclub concept that we had before to create like a fully immersive dining, entertainment and party atmosphere, which we've only been launched for 2 weeks, but already the engagement we're seeing on social media and online is tenfold to what we had before, and we've only just sort of started, you know. And that's like a Studio 54 inspired concept where we install 54 mirror balls on a Friday night and lots of signage, and we have immersive actors whilst dinner's taking place, and just really create an experience for people to feel involved. They can talk to the actors, they can talk to the dancers, and it's just that taken away that sort of fourth wall that we may have had before.
And it's interesting that we've sort of automatically gone back to the experience side rather than the technology side, because I think that is, for me, a lot of what my clients are after. I don't get asked so much about a brief or, you know, really sort of technology focused. How can we really interact and make it really kind of tech phobic? But I think for me as well, it's definitely about the experience side. People like Lick Me Delicious, who are brilliant kind of experts, and, you know, in terms of events, they really bring a lot to the table. Really, you know, engaging with the audience, and just what you were talking about then, that is what particularly my clients are after. It's that entertainment level, still surrounded by food, drink and entertainment, not so much at the moment in terms of technology at the moment, but that might just be, you know, my client base.
It's energy levels
but-
as well. We
yeah.
find the hardest thing. I think we launched with Patron that sits within our portfolio. A number of years ago, we introduced an education tool through Oculus when Oculus first came out, and it was an amazing vehicle for us to take people to the hacienda of Patron and see the way tequila was made. But then we're sort of going, right, okay, can we use this technology? And it's like you try putting someone out of here in Café de Paris over to the side of the bar to put on some glasses. It's just you can't
Yeah.
capture the energy level and get that at the right
Totally
moment
agree.
because it's, you know, if you're
Takes
walking
away
through an
from it.
airport and you're looking to taste a rare whiskey, that moment might make a lot of sense.
Totally.
But in that tone, it's really difficult, isn't it, sometimes to find a way for technology to come in without
just
blocking.
breaking that, you
Yeah,
know,
totally.
you know, that journey as well. So yeah, totally agree with that.